things like that. My wife looked at two different SUVs, okay? The EV was $16,000 more than the ICE, but it was also the smaller version of that manufacturer. There's a lot more going on out here. It's not just $16,000 more, it's less of a vehicle. And with that, I yield back.
I would just like for the gentleman to clarify when he says ice, he's not talking about Arctic or Antarctic ice. Your internal combustion engine.
Yes, sir.
I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Do others? Gentlelady from Michigan is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move to strike the last word.
Lady is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This bill, along with the other bills we are considering, would collectively have harmful effects on the future of the automotive industry and, quite frankly, would aim to undo the good progress we've made on reducing harmful vehicle emissions and would stymie future automotive innovation in this country. The Clean Air Act was a landmark public health law, and this bill, H.R. 1435, would weaken public health protections and is a direct attack on over 50 years of Congress and EPA recognizing California's authority to set stronger protective vehicle emission standards. And quite frankly, 17 other states have adopted them and the District of Columbia. So it's just not an attack on California. Revoking past, present, and future waivers would, I fear, throw grave and unnecessary uncertainty into the marketplace and create confusion for both industry and consumers. One of the most important things is industry needs certainty. And when my colleagues talk about China's coming into this market with electric vehicles. We are competing in a global marketplace. The last quarter in Europe, more than 42% of the sales were these kinds of vehicles. We're in a global marketplace. Every major automotive company in the United States and around the globe is in a race to manufacture and ship greater and greater numbers of clean vehicles, including hybrids, battery electric vehicles, and hydrogen fuel cell vehicles. This transformational shift to other forms, electric vehicles is the major one right now, is well underway. 30% of U.S. carbon pollution stems from the transportation sector. And people are telling us all over the place they want to do something about it. So I love my colleagues on the other side. I'm a car girl, and I love this industry. But I have to oppose this bill, as well as the other environmental bills we're considering today. I do share, it's legitimate, many of the concerns my Republicans have raised, particularly on affordability. But we're going to address that by investing in R&D, selling more of the vehicles, etc. And we must make sure that the foundation is strong for this transition, that we've built out the charging stations, that they're being maintained. I know that that's important, and that we're investing in the R&D here so that we are creating what we need for the batteries in the United States and not increasing our dependency. But if we are successfully going to make this needed transition to alternative technology, we need to do so in a comprehensive way and build on all the meaningful bills from last Congress, and we need to do it together. Democrats have already made major historic investments in our economic future through the Inflation Reduction Act, bipartisan infrastructure law, CHIPS and Science Act, which will help make the United States a global leader, create new jobs, protect public health, and cut costs for families. And as I conclude, I'm going to remind people, I'm not old, but I'm seasoned. Remember what happened in this country when we weren't ready with smaller vehicles. Other countries were. We are competing in a global marketplace. And if we don't make sure we are creating and building the technology of the future, we are seceding our leadership in mobility and transportation. And I'll be damned if the United States of America will ever do that with you.
Will the gentleman yield?
Yes, because I love you, but I'm not sure.
I love you too. And we work together on so much. And I agree with some of the things you say, though we lost to the Japanese influx because we had lesser quality vehicles at the time. And then we picked up our act, and now we outdo them.
We didn't build small cars.
Well, we didn't build good cars for a while. Now we got our act together. The auto industry knows that we do not have the energy to do what